Okay, any in opposition? Please state your name. Any abstentions? Hearing none, that motion passes. Thank you. Ladies and gentlemen, now we'll go to the citizen participation portion of our meeting. Items raised under this portion of the agenda cannot be deliberated or acted upon by the Board of Commissioners for the Southern Nevada Regional Housing Authority until the notice provision of the open meeting law have been complied with. If you wish to speak on matters not listed on the posted agenda, please step to the podium and clearly state your name and address, and please spell your last name for the record. If any member of the board wishes to extend the length of a presentation, this will be done by the chair by majority vote. All comments by the speakers should be relevant to the Board of Commissioners of the Southern Nevada Regional Housing Authority. I'll open the floor for public comment regarding items on or off the agenda that are relevant to our purview. We will not be able to act or deliberate on these items today, but love to hear your thoughts. Ms. Turner.
Beatrice Turner. My question is, he won't be able to come back, will he? Or he'll be at home, right? Wherever he'll be. But he won't be here. And he'll be collecting a paycheck. That's what he'll be doing. And here you've tried to come the first of next month. You got some residents they're gonna be taking $4 out of their checks that they can't even afford. But he gonna sit at home and collect taxpayers' money. You know, something's wrong with that.
The $3 service fee, we certainly, it sounds like we need to evaluate that.
Oh yeah, y'all really do.
Yeah, absolutely, we do. And so thank you for noting that at the beginning of the meeting as well as now. And we'll make certain that an evaluation of that and the impacts, the fiscal impacts of that may occur on the residents or will occur on the residents is assessed and briefed. The board will be briefed on that.
Well, who will be running the agency while he's not here? Who will be in charge to run the agency? The board? Ms.
Turner, once again, certainly interested in your comments and your thoughts, but we're not able to have a dialogue or discussion about these items at this time.
My last question.
Yes, ma'am.
You got 3 residents that's not sitting here. 3.
Okay, well, one's here, one's on the phone, and the city of North Las Vegas.
Which one on the phone?
Sharon Davis from Henderson. She's our resident commissioner from Henderson.
But
we have 2 vacancies, one from Las Vegas and one from North Las Vegas.
This her first time showing up in the longest.
No, she's been on the meeting remotely.
Okay,
she lives in a senior complex in Henderson and doesn't feel comfortable going out into public due to the pandemic.
But okay, what about the other 2?
Oh, I was gonna.
They need to be replaced.
The appointment for the city of North Las Vegas is on the agenda for the 3rd, our board meeting for the city of North Las Vegas to appoint that individual. Same day for the city of Las Vegas. So we'll be onboarding and appointing those individuals at our March board meeting. Then we'll have a full board of 5 elected individuals and 4 resident commissioners as of the March meeting.
And you know, and you say she don't feel comfortable by coming out, but now she wasn't on the phone at the last meeting. She wasn't on the phone. And she was on the phone? Oh, well, because you know, whatever Chad tell her to do, that's what she do. Whatever he tell her to do. But that's fine. So now we can get in the process of looking for a new executive director, a real one, a real executive director that know what they're doing.
Thank you.
Here you go.
Any other individuals like to speak during public comment? Now is your opportunity.
I just have a suggestion to you guys as board members.
Yes, ma'am.
You actually need to.
Dora LeGrand.
Oh, I'm sorry.
I know who you are, but for the record. Yes, ma'am.
For Patterson, you have it. You guys need to reach out to MD Strum Housing and Associates or Nam McKay, and you guys need to have them come in here, do a thorough analysis of every department within this agency, and when they leave, they need to have you a report, a reorganization report. And when we took over regionally, we had a spreadsheet, and what we did was made sure at every meeting that spreadsheet was reported out on. You get that report, you follow that report to the letter, and you make sure that this agency gets turned around, because right now, it's really in a sad state. And there are tons and tons of people that are hurting. Landlords, residents, employees. It doesn't make any sense. And you can't keep going back to the status quo. Every time the agency takes 10 steps forward, 2 steps forward, it takes 20 steps back. There's something wrong with that. and it has to be fixed. And there is a way to fix it. Each one of you have to be committed. The staff has to be committed. There's going to be some things that happen that people don't like, but you need to make sure that you are in compliance at all times. You need to make sure that you go and you do that lead the way training. It is very, very important. You can do it online. It's hours. You can go, you pull it up, you go for a few hours or an hour, you come back, you can go back to it. It is the most important thing you can do. You have a responsibility. Live up to your responsibility. You can't be effective commissioners if you don't know what to look for. If you don't know what CMAP means, if you don't know what your finances are, if you aren't looking at your receivables and your payables, you can't be effective just coming to a meeting to say, I'm on the board and I can put this on my resume. That doesn't work for an agency like this. It may work for all your municipalities, but it does not work for an agency that you're responsible for 40,000 lives. And those people, they aren't on Section 8 or public housing because they want to be. They're there because they have to be. And you have a moral obligation to make sure that everything that you do is in their best interest. You really do.
Thank you, Ms. LeGrand. John, this young lady's going to speak first, and then you'll be next. Thank you, Mr. Johnson. He tried to beat you up here, but we cut him off.
I know he did.
You're fast.
My name is Beverly Hannon.
Hi, Beverly.
I'm from Marion Bennett Plaza. I've been here before, and I'm back again. We do not have any managers over there. We don't have anything. I've got paperwork that I've been trying to get done. Nobody will do it. My worker told me to come down here, bring it and have them to copy it. She won't do it here. What is going on? Okay, time for me to pay my rent. The paperwork's not done. Okay, you're talking about charging anyway, and I can't afford that. I really can't. But I'm trying to get my paperwork done for Section 8. I can't get nobody to do it. Nobody's in the office to do anything. And the place is just going buck wild over there. What is going on? And I spoke of this 3 or 4 months ago. Said that we needed a manager. Okay, the one was there, you got rid of her, and nobody's there. Now come on, that's not right. You got too many older people, including myself, in there. You got a lot of young people, but you got old people. I'm 80 years old. Okay? And you need somebody over there.
Who from the staff can speak with Ms. Beverly immediately
Chair.
following this meeting? Yes, Mr. McCurdy. Yes, sir.
Thank you for coming up. Thank you for making us aware of the issue. I will have someone with my staff follow up with you immediately after this meeting, and we will get on top of it and we will fix the issues that are going on.
Thank you.
All right, thank you, Commissioner. Mr. Johnson.
John Johnson for the record. So it's very disappointing to see the motion that I just heard. You know, to put him on administrative leave and for him to still get his pay is like a slap in the face. He's at home chilling and he's still getting paid. Once again, I know how government works. Tick, you know, when I first came out here, I met you, a couple of other assemblymen, and, you know, I've been very involved. And as I read this agenda item, it specifically says, discussion and possible action to consider and determine all options related to the Executive Director Chad Williams' employment, including but not limited to the appropriate administrative action, including but not limited to administrative leave and/or for the board to take such action as it deems necessary or appropriate. So the motion that I would have did if I was a board member, I would have moved to put him on administrative leave without pay and directed Teddy Parker to draft up the paper to terminate him and get him out of here immediately. That's what I would have did if I was on that board. And I know, once again, you guys are elected officials. You guys know better. And for you guys not to do that and once again continue to waste the taxpayer dollars, we're tired of getting slapped in the face. We're tired of being treated less than. I thought when I just talked earlier that we were going to learn a lesson and start off fresh. But it seems like you guys didn't do anything. Yeah, you guys got him out of here, but once again, he still gets to keep his pay. I wish I could get a job. I really do. I wish I could get a job. That I can cost my employer money, violate their policies, and then get sent home and still collect the check. Like, look, go. So another issue, which is another very important issue, is this Marble Manor thing that I keep coming up here talking about. As you guys know, she just came up here and she says she's the president. We all know because she keeps coming up here saying that what happened was Miriam appointed Madeline. There was no election. You can't do that. But yet Madeline has the keys to the resident office, council office to this day. If she's not the president of the resident council and she's going in there and something happens, guess who's on the hook? You guys are. That's a liability. Come on. Can we
Thank you,
please
Mr.
do
Johnson.
better?
Thank you.
Phyllis Carpenter, 5200 Alpine, number 5. Okay, I want to read you the rent cafe thing. That besides the $3, we're supposed to provide our own internet. Half these people don't even speak English where I live. They speak probably, there's 5 different languages on a minimum that they speak. They don't even know what's going on. The Yardi privacy thing says Yardi reserves the right, but does not have the obligation in its sole discretion to delete or refuse to post any non-Yardi content that violates the letter or whatever. But then it goes through, hold on, it says, you acknowledge and agree that Yardi provides only service and describes in these terms as otherwise expressly provided on the site by Yardi. Yardi does not provide any bears or responsibility or liability to any of the content. It also says that they can remove whatever they want. They can deny you access to that website. They can, give me a second. It says, it moved when I went to come up here. It says that Yardi provides a certain information functional to the site and solely responsible for the equipment and, hold on, providing to the equipment necessary to establish a connection to the internet. Access to the internet and any phone, telephone, wireless, or other connection and service fees associated with such access. Okay, now, the Housing Authority is supposed to provide the residents with at least computer access. We haven't had computer access since before the pandemic. And it also says, one of them CFRs say that before even there's a rent increase, the tenants have say-so in that matter before it's done. That hasn't never happened. It's always after the fact that we're notified that we get these rent increases. So we should have been able to vote on this whole rent cafe thing, and you guys just passed it, as well as that 5-year you just passed, to remove the agency from the authority. And that's probably because I've went and filed paperwork in the federal court because you guys don't, the agency doesn't want to be with the authority. What's the difference? You guys came together as one in 2009 to form Southern Nevada Regional Housing Authority. And you guys keep letting whether it be the workers, whoever's writing them contracts, to take from us. And it's not right. And you have an obligation as board directors to follow through and make sure that what they're telling you is right. I told you that in the beginning. I said, do your research, because what they're telling you is not right. And it's not fair. And every time I've come up here and said something, I haven't gotten a response back from anybody about anything that I've ever talked about. Maybe once or twice you've called me back, but I've never gotten a call back from Mr. Williams, never gotten a call back from anybody. So it's like, we're just coming up here and saying stuff and it goes nowhere.
Thank you, Ms. Carpenter. Hi, Ms. Thomas. Thank you for being patient.
That's okay. Ooh, boy, what a mess I stepped into. Whew.
Welcome.
So, and I know you're aware of me, Mr. Black, and you too, Ms. Diaz. I done sent y'all letters. So you all know that I ported from St. Louis, and I've been having issues since day one coming here. And it's really, really sad that to see all these issues and all these people. because I come from a housing authority. I ain't never had no
Oh, sorry,
problems.
Ms. Thomas, I apologize. Will you state your name and address for the
Yes.
record, please? I apologize. Thank
Sure,
you, Ms. Williams.
SHERRINA, SHERRINA, address 9225 West Charleston Boulevard, Las Vegas, Nevada, 89117.
Thank you.
So I come from a housing authority. I've never had problems. It took 7 months and 4 RFTA submissions for me to secure housing here. After reviewing HUD rules, I really got upset because I was denied my first RFTA for $18. $18. I didn't get that home for $18. Nothing was done about it. I asked my caseworker, could I find a little job paying me a little couple extra dollars, to supplement that $18? She never responded. And the house just went away, had to go on to the next one. But after reading HUD rules, I found out I could have been given an accommodation for that $18. I'm a disabled woman who collects Social Security, and no one advocated for me. No one. I never knew that that was even something that could be done until I had to look into it because I've never had a problem in St. Louis. I've sent you guys so many emails. I've sent every level of staff so many emails. This has caused my family almost $15,000 worth of damages. We have been sleeping on the floor in an apartment with roaches. I have not received any direction from either of you. There's a woman on limited income. This hurts my soul. I had to spend $500 on a demand letter just to get you guys to see how severe this issue has caused me. Now, noise is one thing that can be refunded, but I've been put in a position.
I'd like to extend your time
No,
for another
thank you.
60 seconds, Ms. Thomas.
Oh, well, let me get quick here.
Well, if that's okay.
Okay, let me get quick. Where was I at? Oh, money is
$500
one thing that you can be refunded. But for the last 4 years, I've been working on putting myself in a position to buy a home. Since I had 100% on-time payment rate with 13 accounts that I have. Coming here, having to rob Peter to pay Paul, I've suffered my first late payment. It reduced my credit score 72 points. 72 points, one payment. I can't get that back. Can't get it back. There's nothing I can do about that. None of you guys are taking this situation serious enough for me that I have terminated my lease without any direction from any staff there. Just on the best of, I got to do what's best for my family. And I'm returning back to St. Louis because I do not trust this housing authority to maintain my voucher. I am on disability, and I need my voucher until I check up out of this world. And I want you guys to take this seriously because this should not happen to anyone. $18. That's the difference. I want you guys to really understand that. $18 caused me 7 months of having to pay for housing out of my own pocket without any help that I've been on this program 4 years. And it's sad to move to a state that you thought you were going to have a life change. I thought I was going to come here and it was going to be great for me and my family. And this has been the worst decision of my life. The worst. So not only am I asking you guys to take care of the issue that I've written you about, I also would like y'all to find a way to find my 72 points. Because I want to be a homeowner. This program gives me that opportunity. However, this situation has put me, I don't know how many years back. It take a long time to get 72 points back. A long time. I've been crying for days because of it. Crying for days. And sitting here, shedding tears in public is just unfathomable. Thank you. So,
Thank you, Ms.
I
Thomas.
thank you for the time, and I hope y'all do what's right.
Thank you. Hello.
Hello, my name is Doreen Alston. I stay at Ben in the Plaza
Doreen?
also. Yes, sir, Doreen Alston, 1818 Belzar, Unit 215. We have not had a manager, as Betty has said. We have the portal that you got. At Ben in the Plaza, we need 2 codes, okay? You sent someone over there to help us that did not know this, okay? Now, the system went down, okay? So she said that she would be back, in which nobody came back. We had to call down here and try to find out. She was sick. Will she be here tomorrow? We don't know. Okay, so we in limbo. All right, now the passport. We have security there. When I came down here before and talked to you, they put security there, in which it stopped the drug traffic, it stopped the homeless people from coming in through there, okay? Now they took security back. We have the problem back. We don't have management. They're telling security that since management has left, the one who 86 them out of there, this non-void because they're not there no more. It's bad. It's really bad over there. You can't even come out your apartment. You can't go in the laundry room. We have people sleeping in the laundry room. We call the police. By the time the police come here, they're gone. We have a fence. The property behind us is also owned by housing. We have a big gap right there, look like they just took the whole fence down. We have about this much of a space that comes into our unit. They come through there, they jump the wall, they go into Dopa's house. Okay, we've been having this problem for the longest. Okay, you have not came out there and fixed that fence. And it's like New Jack City, okay? And we shouldn't live like that. Since I've been there since 2019, we have had a total of 6 different managers. The only thing we got there now is a social worker. And we are thankful for her because she tried to help us the best way she can. She tried to get information. That's the only person. Social worker, maintenance man. And it shouldn't be like this. It shouldn't be like this. Since you're laying off all these people, that's money you can be using to help us. Because the first thing they say, we don't have the money. We don't have the money. We're living in fear. In fear. Please help us out. Thank you.
Thank you, Ms. Austin.
Mr. Chair.
Yes, sir. Mr. McCurdy.
Thank you. It seems as though we have a number of issues to address as board members. But last meeting, I did ask for a list of the assets that we own within the Housing Authority to direct staff to give those so that we can see what we have. But I would also like to include on that for us to do an audit of all of our properties and making sure that they have managers there to tend to the properties. I think that is imperative that we do that and we make that a priority. And we put some emphasis behind that because we will do better. We hear you and we are with you. And this will be a board that works for the people.
Thank you, Commissioner. Mr. Herron.
Good morning, good afternoon, Commissioners. Fred Herron, Chief Administrative Officer for the Housing Authority. I just want to address a couple of questions some misinformation that has been given out that has been stated, particularly as it relates to the Rent Cafe. If the resident use the ACH system, there's no fee. The Housing Authority concurs that fee. But if they use a debit card or credit card, there is a fee. Similar to if you go buy a money order, you have to pay a small fee. So the resident can register for the Rent Cafe and without incurring any fee by using the ACH. As it relates to Benton Plaza, I got a text from one of the staff members related to the management office over. They had a manager over at Bennett Plaza. That manager was terminated Tuesday. So they had staffing to oversee that property last week. This week, the other staff has been out sick, as a young lady spoke, for the last 3 days, but they said we have staff there on this coming Monday.
Thank you for those clarifications, Mr. Herron. Hey, Ms. Rose.
Madeline Rhodes again, 914 West McWilliams Avenue, Las Vegas, about 89106. To your point, a lot of people do not have bank accounts. Some utilize cash, and so some, because unfortunately, the times that we live in and people's lifestyle that they have had, they do not have, some do not have bank accounts. Some of them have prepaid cards. So those cards come with their own fees. So that fees plus the fees that y'all charge us plus the rent, unacceptable. You don't pay, money for you to pay your rent, you just pay your rent. We should not have to be charged in that aspect. I would say that I want to bring up the fact that, yes, I am the standing, and I was appointed as the resident council president in Marlboro Manor. There was multiple things that Ms. Phyllis would have liked to have done, but the most that unfortunately happened is that it was nothing done. She needed help, and it wasn't there. I'm glad I was there to go forward and do that, and I will do that as I have been doing it still. During that time, I also brought to Mr. Williams that we had computers over $22,000 worth. We have education, 100,000 plus education free at no cost to SNRHA, and it was snuffed at. It was blew away, resources that we brought in. And yes, I do still have and hold the only key that anyone has to the resident council office. And nobody has been harmed, nobody has been hurt. I still stand in the place to bring the resources as I have been, and I will continue to do so until my time is no longer. I have also put into place that I am going forward in an aspect of the president, going for the position president over the 89106 home neighborhood association, so that we can furthermore bring about change, immediate change, not just from the community residents, but from also the land and homeowners. So therefore, I implore for you guys to do your part and due diligence in this effect. And as we have been saying already, he should not be getting paid to sit at home. We don't get paid to sit at home. We get fined if we sit at home. You know how we get fined? The moment we get a raise, 2 cents, 5 cents, $1, or get a job, we now have to pay more in our rent. We get fined for living. Y'all just live. Allow us to live too. Thank you.
I'm sorry, but I gotta rebel on what he just said. We might have management on paper, but what about the bodies sitting there in our building?
Ms. Austin?
This is what we need.
No,
That's
understood.
a rebuttal to you.
Ms. Austin, he just wanted to put clarity to your point, but certainly it sounds like some issues need to be addressed at Bennett Plaza. That's been heard loud and clear today.
Yes, sir.
You heard Commissioner McCurdy speak to his staff getting involved. The staff of the Housing Authority has jurisdiction over that. So certainly it's been heard that there are issues at Bennett Plaza. Yes, ma'am.
Okay, so but put bodies in the seats.
Thank you, ma'am.
Not put them on the paper.
Thank you. Thank you. Any other individuals like to speak during public comment? Seeing none, we'll close public comment. And I just wanted to say, ladies and gentlemen, during the 3 years that I've been here, please don't take this as an excuse. This is my observation from going from a point of not knowing very little or anything about public housing to today. It's a complex environment with thousands and thousands of lives, parents, children that count on the 200 plus employees that work here. The individuals that I've interacted with here during the last 3.5 years have been capable, committed, willing, interested. I'm not saying an organization does not have problems. I work on the Housing Authority Board, I work on the Health District Board, I work on the Workforce Connections Board, I'm on the board of the City Council in North Las Vegas. Any large organization has issues. However, we have some very capable and wonderful people that are committed to the cause of affordable, safe, and quality public housing in our community that aren't here just to collect a paycheck at the Housing Authority. However, there are issues that we need to address. There are issues that we need to overcome. There are things that we need to change within our organization here. As a board member, I just listed 5 things. I'm a busy person. Who's not? I'm not making an excuse. But the due diligence and the attention to detail that is required, like Ms. LeGrand said, to run a complex organization like this must be maintained. And I heard that loud and clear. In my opinion, we have a great opportunity before us. We have thousands of residents that count on this organization. Many of you here that speak personally and have been impacted are stating the fact that I just made, that there are people counting on us. There are also myriads of people out in the community right now that are satisfied, that are getting resolutions to their issues, that are being serviced by the organization here at a very high level. And so, you know, I just wanted to take a balanced approach. I'm not making excuses. I am acknowledging that we have opportunities before us, and hopefully we can achieve. We have great board members. We have awesome new board members. We will be onboarding 2 additional new board members. And so I'm looking forward to the future. And I just want to say thank you to all of you for being here this afternoon, and this meeting is adjourned.
I want to say something.
This meeting is unadjourned, if that's a thing. I just made that up.
So, Ms. LeGrand, I want to thank you, because anytime I had an issue, I will always come to you, because I know that she's well knowledgeable. I know that she's fair. One of the things that even Scott, you can vouch for it, that she was transparent. No matter what it is or was that you and I needed to know, she was there to teach us. I heard you say that things need to be changed. And I hope that we start with the board members, because I have been left out a lot of things. I did not appreciate that. You guys made decisions without me, and I took it I felt some type of a way. As you all know, last year we went through the same thing, and I totally was against it. Commissioner Davis and myself tried to make changes by doing things the right way, but you guys fought against that. And so here we are again going through the same thing. And I hear a lot of the people, were saying that the board this and the board that, but you guys have to know that we fought for this very same thing last year, and here we are again. But I just want to make sure that, as a board, that we move forward doing the right things. Stop keeping me out of stuff, because it's beginning to become irritating. So again, Ms. LeGrand, I wish you can come back and do things the right way. I know you may not, but the only way we can move forward is that I think if you had a lot of input, because we're lagging, we're so far behind. Things have been done differently since you left. But from this point on, I will always come to you and Commissioner Weekly for advice. And one of the reasons why is because I really don't trust the board that I sit with. And so I don't know how you really can fix that and move forward, but I hope at some point we can get together and make some changes, and that we can work together, not only for just the board, for the residents, for the employees. So I do look forward to making changes so we can move forward.
Thank you, Commissioner Davis. This meeting is adjourned.